Stay and hear me out.
Right. I work up at the lumber camp most days, and I'll tell you this, I'm always getting splinters. I hate it. These tiny little pieces of wood are always flying up from the wood as we cut it, and they get their revenge through annoyance. Small annoyance, to be sure, but after a full day of it, you'd be sick to death of the things, and I've been working there going on 3 weeks now. And that's not all. The axes we use have wooden handles, and if you don't get splinters from gripping those things, then I'm a dwarf. I'm just about at the end of my wits. If you know of a tailor or of even small skill, I could do with a pair of padded gloves. I'll pay you for the trouble, of course, with coins and a few materials, and I'll be in your debt. So it's a crafting quest, which I need to do. Alright, let me just pick up this mail. Come down here. Let me just see if I can find Right, what do we actually need for where are we? I need to make padded gloves. So I need, oh, okay. I just need to go and buy a thing of rough thread. Looks like the stream's not working so well, so let's crank up the bit rate.
What do you need?
Cotton thread, spool of fine iron. There we go.
What is this world coming
You
to?
brought me some padded gloves, haven't you? Let me see them. Ah, these are just the things, Mailers. I'd like to see the splinters from my axe get through these. Or rather, I wouldn't. These things aren't much, but I hope you can use them for something as useful as these gloves you have given me. Let's take the bronze ingots. Ding. Right, collect the... Lotro points granted. Deed bestowed. Deed completed. Title awarded. Mailist undefeated. New skirmish available. New mail. Let's go fetch that quickly. Seeing as we're right here by the mailbox. My master, Erkenbrand, sent me forth from his fortress of the Hornburg in Helm's Deep to bring word to adventurers of the epic battles that will soon be joined in Raihan. If you would learn how to fight in such large-scale engagements, if you would learn how to, come see me at the Ball Fountain in the town of Bree. Yeah, and I've tried that on low-level characters before and got ruffle stomped, so... okay. This must go over here.
What do you need?
I've heard that many of the Blackwall brigands, after looting Archer, fled into the Chetwood. It seems that the Blackwood leaders are angry. They feel that the raid might have been more successful if their followers had been less focused on filling their pockets and more on acting together. The main encampment is east down the road and then deep into the northern woods. I suspect that many of the Blackwalls can be found within that camp. Mayhaps if you search in that area, you might find Gale's lost fishing pole. Reconnecting ties.
What can I do for you?
Looking for Koval Woodwright, are you? I've heard something about the boy, but I can't say his mother is going to like it. He's joined up with the Blackwalds. He hadn't been in Combe for long when they took him in, either. He tried finding work around town, but he didn't have the stamina for hard labor. If you can talk to him, you might convince him to give up his new line of work, but I doubt it. I'll wager you'll find him east of Combe in the Chitwood. Just follow the path from the lumber camp north and east. You're sure to come across a Blackwall camp or two up there. What quest is that one? Beneath the hanging tree. Okay, let's go and... Oh, this is new, I think. Signs of power or battle. There you go. 1 of 1,000. Bring the pickaxe back to, okay, we're not going to go all the way back there. Right, we're now heading that way. This looks a little different from what I remember. I don't remember this little stream. Looks like they've done a bit more building here as well.
Good day. Might I have a word with you?
My uncle Filbert and I were having tea and discussing the state of things in Breeland, about how the folk in Archett showed the Blackwall brigands a thing or two. Excuse me. When Uncle Filbert stood up and said, "Someone ought to do something about these villains. I'm going to give them a piece of my mind." And then he left without even finishing his tea. Up the road in the woods east of the camp, past the brigands' watchfire, there's some ruins where the Blackwalls are holed up. Uncle Filbert has probably gone there to have a word with them. Though I don't think he will make the full journey. He's not as young as he once was. If he has, he's likely got himself into trouble. I dare go no further to search for him. But could you go look for him and make sure that he's all right? Message to Taylor Green.
Greetings.
Was did not escape us here in Combe, and it is good what I can't quite see what that is doing. No doubt in that. But the evil of the Blackwall has spread and now rests in the same wood where we need to collect the wood for Archer. I will see that we do what we can, but as you can see, we have troubles of our own.
Could I speak with you a
Humans
moment?
always relied on this lumber camp for a livelihood, and now the people of Archett will be relying on us to supply the which we built their town, I expect. There's no shortage of work, that much is certain. We'll need to start taking down some of the trees to the northeast along the cliffs, but there's a wolf den up that way that endangers our workers. Could you deal with those wolves for me? It's not safe to chop down trees near there, and I'm afraid we might lose some of our best loggers. Follow the cliff wall. You'll see the wolves, or they'll see you. Okay, defeat wolves at the wolf den. Those aren't an upgrade. Oh well, I'll take the ones that I can sell. Old Bowman.
I'm sorry to
Have
trouble
you
you,
heard
but
that Archer gave them
will you
Blackwall
help
villains?
me?
What for? Kicked him right out, they did, and good on him. If little old Archer can manage it, I say Combe can do one better and sweep them Blackwalls out of the chipwood for good. Now, I lost my Sally's chain when them brigands took over my farm. She's been gone for many a year, but that chain always did bring me comfort. One of them Blackwalls probably picked it up, and I want it back. Farm's far to the east. Just follow the road past all them brigand campfires. Hey, what's that? Oh, it's a chain, not a necklace. What a queer question. Any other quests? No, looks like we're good. Feral Dusk Wolf. Let's actually maybe, can we change the loot rules? Loot rule, free for all. In here, is there anything? No. Talk to. Let's have a look around the map where we're going.
Just a moment.
Finally, someone respectable. I was beginning to think that no one out here in the woods had any manners. I simply couldn't stand by any longer while the Blackwolves have their way in the Chetwood. I marched right in and told them just what I think of their sort. They laughed me right out of their camp. Go back to Hobbiton, little boy, they said to me. I've never been spoke to like this. Never. I wanted to leave. Something in that big ruin is a bit off, I said. One ruffian, Cole Sickleaf, he used to be a nice boy, took my handkerchief. Could you bring it back to me? He ran off to the ruins all the way to the east, between the frightening ruins to the north and that Skunkwoods farm. Right. Let's kill these guys. Oh no, I need to go hand that in. I finished it up. Old Bowman Farms up there. What's the letter say? The tyranny of inaction needs silence you no longer. Cast aside the things that make here. Bring 3 white shirts, 2 pairs pants blue, and 200 copper burial money to Ellie Cutleaf in Combe. I think we need to kill this guy for something. go. May as well kill this guy again. They sorted him out. It's something I miss from the Old Republic, actually, is your companions you could actually send on to gather crafting materials for you, which was quite handy. Sell it.
How can I be of service?
Excuse me. You took care of the wolves. That will make harvesting the trees by that then much safer. Rebuilding the buildings in Archard will require more wood than we have, and that's only one village. I don't think the Blackwolves have the numbers to try anything funny around Combe, but there's still Staddle. Too many raids, and we'll need to cut down the whole Chetwood to make repairs. Did I miss the Hobbit back in the... I think I did.
Woe to me.
Excuse me, you found my Sally's chain and showed them Blackwald villains a thing or two, I don't doubt it. A lifetime of thanks, Maelus. Ah, Sally was a good hound. Oh, okay, I thought it was his wife. We'd go hunting in the fall, and she'd sniff out a coney from what seemed near a mile. It's good to have her chain back. It's all I've got left of her now. Take these coin for your trouble, Maelus, with my thanks. That's more useful. Deliver the fishing pole, bring the parch Very good. What about the handkerchief? Beneath the hanging tree. Oh, there we go. Back the way we came. Right. Oops. I thought I'd forgotten the quest or two. Taking a bit of a beat. Did I? I've forgotten the keyboard shortcuts. Where are we? Traits, there we go, that's what I'm looking for. Yes, I've got another point. Ah, need to resummon the bear.
What is this world coming to?
Does not want to go home, so let's beat a little sense into him. There we go. Not that he paid any attention. Okay, the copper's on the outside. Let's go fetch that. Spring and Slayer. How many do we need to kill? 60. And you really want those Lotro points? Oh. Morning. Need to close this code. Well, yeah, I think I'm being a little ambitious here. May not end well. In fact, hope it's not going to end well. is for, yeah. Where's the handkerchief? Around here somewhere. So I think I just gotta kill people until I get it. Description again. Coal sick leaf. Okay, so we're looking for a particular mob. Where is this guy? Yeah, it's a pity about dying there. That means I'll lose the one achievement. Miss out on a title. That's not a big deal, I guess. Checking the shared storage and see how much in the way of, you know, wood and that kind of thing I've got, so I can maybe level up refreshing it a bit. That's a pretty good experience, actually.
Is there something I can do for you?
You at least have some decency. I thank you very much for returning my handkerchief and bid you a good day, as civilized folk are wont to do. I'm going to stay here and keep an eye on these impolite troublemakers. Maybe it's the Tookish blood I get from my mother's side of the family. But it'll take more than insults to send me back to town unsatisfied. Perhaps my presence here will remind these ruffians what it means to live in Breeland. If you can tell my nephew, Posco, that I'm fine, I'd appreciate it. Good day. Don't need the copper that much.
How do you do?
It's good to hear that Uncle Philbert is alright. He always says that I'll develop good hobbit sense when I get older, but if he's any example, I'm not sure I will. Thank you for looking in on him, Malus. Choose one. Which do we want? Let's get some healing potions. Here we go. Let's just make sure. You can only track 4 at a time. I thought you could track more than that. Oh, looks like everything is back in Combe. Yeah, unlike other MMOs, crafting and other MMOs, you don't get the crafting skill points from harvesting stuff, although you do get experience at least. You get them from processing the wood and the ore and that kind of thing that you collect, which you do back in the crafting hall. You
Greetings.
fought with Cowell Woodwright, but he escaped. Well, his sword will not be able to flee forever. I feel the time of the Blackwall Brigands is coming to an end. It seems I was right, and he will never give up his lawlessness. His mother will not be pleased to hear it. Which other quest does she have? Mourning the Dead. Deliver the fishing pole. Here we go. And speaking of gathering professions and that kind of thing, one other reason why I like to keep my second account following along behind me is she will also be getting loot of, you know, skins and leathers and that kind of thing.
Can't
so
you
that I can
leave me to my
give
misery?
me more crafting materials. What? They chopped down the hanging tree and you dug up all the trees with an axe? This is terrible. How will I ever find Dad's buried treasure now? Sorry.
Might I take a
Maybe the
moment
woodcutters
of
at
your
the lumber camp up
time?
east of here remember which tree was the hanging tree, Malus. You've got to have a word with Mason Thorne, the man in charge there. He just has to remember which of the stumps used to be the hanging tree. He just has to. The lumber camp is along the road, north of blah blah blah. I need that money, blah blah blah.
How can I be
What
of
is
service?
this? Rurik? There's a Rurik Fennel living here in Combe. He's a locksmith, but why would he be aiding the Blackwolds members? Rurik's house is southwest of here, just behind the Combe and Wattle. You had best have a talk with Rurik. I will be very interested to know why he's been locking boxes for the Blackwolds. Very interested indeed.
Can I speak with you a moment?
Rurik is a locksmith here in Combe. You should show him that receipt and ask him why the brigands appear to be common patrons of his. It seems odd that Rurik would be involved. He's a quiet man who keeps to himself mostly. Still, we need to investigate every lead carefully. You should find him outside his home on the road that runs south past the Combe and Wattle Inn. Why am I doing this for you?
What do you need?
Ah, you've returned with the brigand's lockbox. Let me to see what's inside and we can sell the valuables to support the survivors of the Blackwolds raid throughout the area. Locked. I should have guessed as much. Well, until we can find the key, we won't have any luck with this. There seems to be some initials carved into the lock. RF. Most unusual. Oh, you must select one. Vitality and agility. Let's take the vitality.
Stay a moment.
I was talking to one of the other constables shortly before you returned, and it seems that he learned that some of the Blackwolds were keeping even more valuables in their main camp in the ruins of northern Chetwood. With any luck, you might find a strong lock that's not locked. It's worth trying anyway. There are so many people who need money to rebuild, and who better to take it from than the ones who stole it in the first place?
Good day.
Hello, what's this? Ellie Cutleaf? Well, I should have guessed. She's smart and disreputable by all accounts, and she's just the sort who might lead us to the Blackwold agent. She won't lead you to this Amdia fellow, I don't think, but it's a start. We must gain access to the leaders somehow. He'll have the answers we need. Fate and might. Fate helps with, I think, credit.
Please, stay a moment.
Now here's an idea. Ellie is looking for new blood, so why not help her out? You could mask yourself as a ruffian and offer to join the Blackwolds, gain her confidence, and we might find out where the Blackwold leaders are hiding. Of course, it would be dangerous. Do you think you're up to the task? Ellie's house is in the northwest corner of town by the pond. There are some large cages nearby. She breeds dogs, I think. Go and speak with her. Remember, you're a brigand. Yep, that's a nice upgrade. Well, let's hand in the last of these quests.
I'm sorry.
What?
Did you need
Cowell
something?
has joined those villains in truth? I refuse to believe it. He's a good boy, even if he has a temper. He's a woodwright through and through, and would never do such a thing. You shouldn't say horrible things and to an old woman. What am I saying? I knew the boy had landed himself in a spot of trouble. Thank you. Thank you for the least finding him. We'll take the mana, so to speak, potion there.
How can I be of
You
service?
found it. Oh, thank you, thank you. I've been thinking that the pole should be given to the waters of my dad's favorite fishing hole, the pond near the Hunter's Lodge in Archer. I think he'd like that. Thank you again. No upgrade. So we'll take the ones I can sell. Ding.
Stay a moment.
Now that the people of Archer have stood up against the Blackwall Brigands and we've got them on the run in here, the tides are turning. Things are returning to normal, and I say it's time I did my part. I used to send honey down to Staddle and trade for pipeweed, a business I'm ready to pick up again. My old trading partner, a hobbit by the name of Lolo Weddingray, used to peddle wares on the road between here and Staddle to the south. When the Blackwolds came, I wager he holed up down there. If you happen to be in Staddle and see Lolo, please let him know I would like to renew our partnership. Breadcrumb down to Staddle. Okay, well let's, not that I get rest as a free-to-play account, but let's head into the inn, log off there for a while. Right, well, here we go. Let's things to an end for now, and we'll stream again a bit later.